Hi Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your love and relationship reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before I begin this reading and clear the energy space, once again, a reminder not to be scammed by anybody in the comment box pretending to be me offering you a reading. That person is not me. I will not be soliciting you for anything. With that said, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right, let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Libra. Love and relationships, Libra. Love and relationships, Libra. Love and relationships, Libra. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading. Oh, fantastic. And let's look at your chakra energy for this time. Libra. Angels and spirit guides. Love and relationships, Libra. Love and relationships, Libra. Love and relationships, Libra. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. So we have here inspiration, the Sacral Chakra. Then we have nurturing the Earth Star Chakra, located 6 inches below your feet. And finally, we have communication. This is the throat chakra. So let's look at the tarot. We have the Hermit, which is Virgo energy, August 23rd to September 22nd. If you're born on the cusp with Virgo, that part of your personality is going to be coming out very intensely. If you have Virgo in your chart, of course, that part of your personality is going to be coming out very intensely. The 8 of Pentacles. The Princess of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. So if you're born on the cusp with Scorpio, this is going to be coming out very powerfully. The 9 of Wands. The Ace of Swords. This is air sign energy. This is a gift just for you, Libra. This is also with the swords and with the wands. They are, of course, phallic symbols within the tarot. So this is going to be embracing that sacred masculine energy within you. The Seven of Wands. Be very mindful of the battles that you are fighting. Choose your battles wisely. We have the Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. You have the repeat of the number 7 during this time and the repeat of the number 8. Oh, as well as the repeat of the number 9. That's funny. 7, 8, and 9. So there's definitely this beautiful progression coming forward. Let's start off, of course, with 7. And 7 is saying that truth is going to be so astoundingly important. Since you're picking up on the nuances within conversations, things that aren't said, you're going to have a lot come at you. And this is going to be a time where you want people to tell you the truth, whether it's uncomfortable, whether it's not what you want to hear. The truth is going to be so important. Just be mindful of that, especially if you hear something that you really don't want to hear and it kind of gets you upset. Let yourself be upset, but then let yourself hear what is being said. So that's going to be important. Also, this kind of being called out when you contradict yourself or when you're saying something and people are like, well, that's not true. So the truth, it works with others, but it also kind of boomerangs back on ourselves. So that's something to be mindful of because it can get annoying. But you're also looking at deeper spiritual understanding. You're diving deeper into things. The repeat of the number 8, you can take this time astoundingly seriously. Now, these readings aren't dated because Spirit made it abundantly clear when I was meditating upon them that they're not supposed to be dated. That whenever you come across this message is the exact right moment that Spirit wanted you to hear it. So here, there is just a sense to think, I can fix it. I can focus on it. I'm going to get the job done. I'm going to move forward. Everything's going to work out. And it's just kind of like, if I work harder and harder and harder, I can get to where I want to be. And sometimes, unfortunately, that's just not the case. And then we have the repeat of the number 9, which is showing that you're very close to a completion of a cycle. Now let's look at your chakra energy. Inspiration, the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is really important when, especially it comes to love reading and relationship readings, because this is like where all the muck and mire is stored within us. This is where all the trauma from this life and from past lives are stored. And it's really interesting that it's at the sacral chakra, because the sacral chakra is our sexual expression. The sacral chakra is our creativity. So when we have a lot of drama and a lot of trauma weighing us down, it can stunt us creatively within ourselves, but also in this sexual expression of who we want to be, of how we want to move forward, of feeling comfortable within our own bodies, of embracing the sensuality of spirit. And here with inspiration, there's a new dawn, a new day, a new power, a new brilliance coming forward. And that's going to be something very powerful and very important for you to embrace. So meditating on the sacral chakra, that's something that will help us tremendously, that will start to open up floodgates. And it really can open up tears, open up discomfort. You know, it can bring up memories that you don't remember, like things that you've suppressed when you were very little. You know, things that made life very, very trying. And it can also bring up things from past lives where you're sitting in that energy and you're like, where the heck is this coming from? And it doesn't make sense. But it's still a pain that needs to be addressed and needs to be released. Spirit is just showing me a dove flying away, you know, just cooing and embracing its song and saying, now I get to be free. And that's going to be very much you during this time, Libra, embracing your song and getting to be free. It brings you to nurturing. It brings you to the Earth Star Chakra, nurturing the roots of you, nurturing what it is that you desire, nurturing the deeper connection with who you are and where you want to be within your life and what it is that you want from your truth. And it's nurturing the essence that embraces you. And then it brings us to communication. And as an air sign energy, Libra, we're all about the words, right? So here, we are embracing communication, but we're also going to be embracing communication on multifaceted different levels, which can make communication become astoundingly complicated. So when we're talking to somebody, they might be just face value, telling you what they feel while they're thinking about, or what they think, while they're thinking about 18 million different other things. But you're going to be picking up on the 18 million different other things, on the emotion behind things, on the chaos behind things, on the fear behind things. You're going to be very connected to the aura of people, to what isn't being said. And sometimes, as somebody who deals in this a lot, sometimes what isn't being said isn't any of our business. And that's what Spirit is saying very profoundly, which is usually what Spirit tells me off with. But here, that deeper communication, okay, can be very draining for the one receiving it. And during this time, to communicate openly and honestly with yourself, to say, this is my emotional feeling, this is my energy, this is what I desire, this is my truth. And I get to embrace me and not be worried about everybody else and everything else. It's going to be really important during this time because you're moving to the Hermit. The Hermit is turning inward. And so often, when it comes to love and when it comes to relationships, when it comes to everything, we're not told turn inward. We're told turn outward, embrace and connect. And, or we're told, okay, we have to fix ourselves. Once you're perfect, you can embrace whomever you're supposed to be with. Part of this is true, and part of this isn't. So I once read a post by a person who was really, really mad and said, if you're going to wait for yourself to be perfect, you'll let love slip you by. It just won't be yours. And there's a part of that that's true. We're never going to be perfect. But if we get to the point in our lives where we look at ourselves and can honestly say, I love you. I see you. I hear you. I feel you. I understand you. The rest of the world, chaos, confusion, too much. But I understand my soul and myself. That's a game changer. A complete and utter game changer. There's a power here when we turn inward. And I'm a huge believer and apparently preacher of Chakra, which is non-orgasmic sex, which makes you think, what's the point? And I get that completely. But the point is bonding. The point is connecting. The point is kind of two becoming one, because there's always that tension. There's always that caress between the two. And so here, when we turn inward, it's letting that caress be a part of ourselves. It's letting ourselves embrace our understanding. What does my soul want? What does my heart want? What is it that I long for? What is it that's truly attractive to me? What do I desire? What do I need? What is my love, my passion, and my brilliance? And it leads us to looking at what we've been working so hard towards and may never have been understanding that this is what we're working towards. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every fear, every joyous relationship we see, and every horrible relationship we see, it's building us. It's shaping us in love. Sometimes it makes us very, very wise without having to live through all the traumas and all the dramas, which is luck, right? And wisdom. And sometimes it's living through all the traumas and all the dramas and saying, but I still deserve love and passion and brilliance and power of the heart. What we work towards, what we want in life is powerful. Our life work is quite frankly our life. Every choice, every blessing, every curse, everything in between. That's what we're working towards. And here, when we turn inward, we get to see for ourselves what our soul has been working towards, what our heart desires, what we are passionate about, what we question, what we need, what we want, what we don't want ever again, what we don't need within our lives. And it brings us to the Princess of Cups. It brings us to being the student of the heart and the soul. It brings us to looking at our hearts, which pumps an ocean through our bodies, right? Which gives us life and keeps us moving forward. Here, we embrace love. We look at what we want in love. And why I see Chakra as also becoming a kind of mindset of being. this connectivity, this connection with the body, with the soul, with the self. And why that's so important is because our world keeps on telling us, you can find love. You just have to look outside. You can be happy because your charming will come along. You can have everything you ever wanted. But you have to connect with somebody else. For some, that's not true. For some, being single is really good. If you're happy there, if you're connected in your life, why do we always think, oh, I have to worry? I have to worry. I'll die alone. Here's the secret. Everybody dies alone. One by one, we go. It's embracing the quality of the life that we have, the beauty of the soul. And here, it's saying, that's what I embrace. That's what I want. Whether we're in a relationship, and in a relationship, when we become a student of our hearts, when we say, but this is my sensuality. This is my love. This is my connection. Is it a problem when the other person goes, well, it's not mine? Yeah, it is. And either that person will start to see you living in sensuality and say, I want part of that. That looks really great. Or they'll say, that's not for me, and they move on. Sometimes the most powerful things in life are the endings that open up new and intense beginnings. Here we become students. We ask the questions, we see where the roads lead us. And it brings us to the 9 of Wands. Because as the questions come forward, as we are students of our hearts, as we look at things and we embrace our souls, we stand up against the world that says love looks like this. We always talk about erotic love. Our world loves erotic love. Romance novels, and you have the kind of, I call them cozier romance novels, where they're gentler and kinder, but you have the intensity. And then you have the epidemic, of porn and the how things become more and more intense the more you watch. So it's kind of like you get numb to one thing and you have to kind of up the level each and every time, which of course sometimes is really great and really fun, but not if it becomes the only way we think of love. And here there is this embrace of the sensual. There is this embrace of the kind. There is this embrace of the individual and of the seeing, of the individual power, the individual truth, the individual self. And it's saying, I'm connecting with my body. I'm connecting with my love. And so we move from eros, the erotic love that the Greeks talk about, to love of the family, of the community, to the love of what we build. And then there is a third type of love, the highest form of love that we could ever encounter. And that is agape love, which is called the love that Christ had when he died for everyone, the selfless, powerful love. Now, we may never get there, or we might. That would be cool. But to sit there within our power, within our meditative consciousness, and say, I see what I need. I see that I need connection. I see that there needs to be more to this than what is being sold. Because if it was just more orgasms, more happiness, that seems kind of easy, right? Whether alone or with somebody, that can be done. But if it's the connection that's missing in so many aspects of our life, especially now with the world as it is, it becomes harder. And it's the connection that is so important. We see it in chimpanzees. Not that we are chimpanzees, but it's a very close and kind of evolutionary relation. When the chimpanzee is shunned, the hair starts falling out. They start to become very anxious. There's a lot going on. There's high anxiety. There's tremendous fear. And if we look at our world, when we feel shut out, which is what most people do, there's high anxiety and high fear, which is what our world has an epidemic of. And if we could connect, if we could bring in these meditative practices and start with Karetsa and then move on to, to more that brings out the spirituality in love, that becomes exquisite. And it brings us to the Ace of Swords. It brings us to this knowledge, to this truth, to this cutting away of the muck and the mire and the desolation and saying, but this is me. It's embracing the sacred masculine. There's nothing ever wrong with the sacred masculine. It's a powerful and exquisite part of the experience of life. And so here, it's taking up the sword. The sword takes, quite literally, a sword. Being forged and being created takes time, effort, and skill. Love, to be forged and to be created, takes time, effort, and skill. It is powerful, and it is beautiful. And it can be deadly and intense and cut us to the bone and leave us so much rawer, more raw than we ever thought we could be. And it brings us then to the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands warns us, pick your battles wisely. Because so much comes at us. And if we step on every single stone, we'll never get to where we want to be. The journey becomes endless. And if we use our energy all the time to fight and to argue, which seems what our world is doing right now, then it doesn't mean anything. Everybody's just yelling and angry and ridiculous. It is time to say, I pick my battles wisely and succinctly. I embrace my passion honestly. And it's also saying, not everybody deserves my affection. They just don't. Being discerning is important. Embracing hard truths is important. And it brings us to the Seven of Pentacles. And it's so funny that this is at the root. The Seven of Pentacles is saying divine timing. And the Eight of Swords is saying, oh my gosh, everything's going to be terrible. I'm never going to get there. It's important to know that when we release and we say, I turn inward, I look at my love and my heart and my soul and myself, I release it to divinity. I release the power. I release the understanding. I water and I care for what needs to be watered and cared for. But I release the chaos and the anger, the hurts and the pains, and the devastation that has held me back for too long. And as I do this, I set myself free from the cage. I can see more than just the monsters in my own head. And it brings us to needing to rely on divine timing, which is astoundingly hard. And it brings us to the sacral chakra, to the chakra message, subconscious chakra message, which is truth, which is the third chakra. It brings us to embracing and understanding our truth, what we desire, what we want, what we need, what we love, who we are. And to speak our truth. People say, if I speak my truth, nobody likes me. Well, you don't need people to like you if they're only liars and they only love the lie. If we speak our truths and we stand in our truths and we say, this is me, there's power there. And more importantly, there's bravery there. It brings us to our tarot, our subconscious tarot message, which is the King of Pentacles. Prosperity, wealth, and success. What you value as much as money coming in, and you being able to handle it. You being able to see the interconnectedness of it, how everything comes together. Embracing your truth, embracing your love. Planting seeds of greatness. All right, Libra. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as you plant seeds of greatness and watch them grow. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Libra.